this big Sunday stream. Sorry, I had a bit of an echo on there. I don't know if you guys heard it. But hello, welcome to the big Sunday stream. Gods and Generals, Pettigrew, Davis, the Confederate Bunch, number 3. Sorry for not reading it all out, but I can't remember. Heth, Archer, Pettigrew, and Davis. There you go. Hello, welcome in. I hope this is all working. I'm sure maybe someone will tell me if it's not. But yeah, hello, welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hello, David, Thomas, Michael, Blake, and Mark. Hello, welcome in. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, we had last week off. We are back this week though. And we're fired up, ready to go. Got some catch up to do. That's all. But yeah, hello everyone live. Hello, welcome. Everyone watching this back on YouTube. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome. And yeah, this is another Gods and Generals live stream. So, but yeah, I guess we'll start with. I hope everyone's had a good week and good weekend. It's been a couple of weeks since we last spoke, so I hope you've all had a good and positive couple of weeks. Obviously, we've got our Facebook page where you can chuck your where you can chuck all your work up as well. Please do. I noticed some of you have already done it. I chucked a bit up there yesterday, a day before, because I've actually done a bit of a little hobby stuff. So yeah, hopefully feel free to share what you're working on up on the Facebook, and as always we'll check it out at the end of the stream anyway. But everyone's talking about broken phones in the chat, which is not the best place to be, if I'm honest. My phone's technically broken, but it still works fine, so I just don't push it. Mark suggested I know how to catch up because I've missed a stream. I could have a brush in each hand and do twice as much painting, which it's a fantastic idea. I can't paint with my left hand, but maybe we'll try it. Michael, I posted stuff in the YouTube community. Thank you for the nudge there, Michael. Yes, of course, we have a YouTube community. You can feel free to post in there as well. And that goes for everyone. Those of you watching on YouTube, playing it back, and those of you watching live. So, but I know all the regulars are in, so you know the score. Don't forget to shill for likes, subscribes. It really does help the channel. Everyone watching this live and back on YouTube, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you, David. Great reminds. And if we get to 20 viewers at David's request, we're going to have some dinging bell or something like that, which to alert. I don't know what that is, whether that's a physical bell we'll come up with or a digital one. But if we get 20 viewers at once. And I'll plug the Facebook again. I've got my Facebook page, which if we can get that to 100, if we can get that to 100 people following the Facebook page, not the Facebook community page, but the Facebook KingMATTtheSuperior page, then I can look at doing live streams on that as well and maybe run them side by side. So I'll live stream on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Right, that's the admin done. Whew. And tell your painting and gaming circles. Thank you very much, Mark. Very good point. Yeah, please do spread the word. I know we say about it often, but yeah, please spread the word. We'll get more people in the live stream. It gives me more people to talk to and you guys more people to talk to. So if I'm being really boring, you can just talk to other people. So there we go. There we go. That's the admin done. But yeah, I hope I know a few of you mentioned already what you've been working on, but some quality stuff. What have I been working on? Well, again, I put this on the Facebook, but I've just had an urge the last week or two to look at doing some Warhammer again, some Warhammer Old World. So just been sort of inspired about getting some of my old stuff done, and I 3D printed some more stuff. Again, I've chucked it up on Facebook, so we can talk about that later. But I've done that, so I've done some 3D printing, done a little bit of painting. I did some salvaging as well. So I had some old 3D prints that were primed, and I noticed the paint, it wasn't taking the paint very well. The paint was pooling. It was almost like the print was greasy. Maybe I didn't clean up the print properly. So I had about 50 models all like this, and I was a bit like, oh, a bit bummed that it wasn't like I didn't want to strip the paint off and then try faff or bin them and reprint them. So a last ditch attempt was to reprime them, even though I did prime them already. So I reprimed them, and touch wood, it seemed to have done the trick. So yeah, I've done that. So I've done a little bit of painting, sorted out this priming stuff, and then yeah, some 3D prints. And yeah, I received a package from Thomas. Again, I've put this on Facebook. But Thomas, channel supporter Thomas, kindly donated some first core signal groups. Yeah, from the company First Core. So we're gonna paint them up, which would be cool. I think I spoke about it last stream anyway, but got them out. They arrived in the post, so I got them out of the bag. They look very cool. Actually, surprisingly nice sculpts as well. I don't know if what people's thoughts are on First Core's website, but a few of the metal sculpts I've gotten from them, in my opinion, look better than what they display on the website. It's really weird. It's very weird. That's my opinion. I look like this signal group I've got. They look really nice. Whereas I think on the website they just don't. I don't know. It's hard to say. Anyway, by the power of magic, boom! Here we are. We are on the table. So last stream we just started painting the actual officers themselves, starting with Heth. I've done dark grey coat, lighter blue coat, and a dark grey for the flag bearer. So yeah, that's as far as we got with the officers. We're obviously finishing off the horses and whatnot. Right, Thomas, haven't got any first core myself, but I've considered picking up some, but unsure how they compare to Perry's. I've not got any first core to hand. I do, but they're sort of there. The signal core that I've just actually brought up in the lot for me, they're over there. But maybe we'll dig them out in a bit, Thomas, and we'll have a comparison and just maybe scale them up. The website, I feel like the first core miniatures or sculpts on the website come across very big, whereas I don't think they are when you actually have them in your hand. We'll check them out. Anyway, right, painting miniatures. We best do that, don't we? So Archer, I've kind of got to have a think about how I want to paint these chaps. Because yeah, I do like the lighter blue jackets, but then also conscious about I don't want all the officers wearing like light blue jackets and stuff. I don't know. Kind of have a mix of both if I can. So Archer, I think I'm going to do in a dark grey. And then Davis, I'll do in a light blue as well. Again, I like these blue jackets. Right. But yeah, I hope everyone's had a good week and good weekend anyway. Never sort of mentioned it, but yeah, I've had an eventful. And just yeah, like a little bit earlier, I just had a big, just clean up and tidy up. Just getting a bit of a mess at the moment. I sort of cleared out my the box room in my house, which was sort of a guest room. Sort of preparing for the arrival of the baby. And that just essentially meant I dumped a load of stuff in the loft, and I'm sort of I've not got bundles of space up here. So I've had a little bit of sort out there earlier just to get a. Oh, as before you know it, it's just dump, and then you've got no room at all. Mark's been on the same job then, sorting out the storage unit this evening. Very nice, Mark. I hope it was good. I hope it wasn't too much work. I hope it was satisfying. I do get satisfaction out of doing clean outs, like clear outs and stuff. As long as it's manageable and not just really overwhelming. Sorry, I'm going into painting mode just because I'm in the bit of the mood for it. Right. Dumping boxes into the attic room. Oh no, so you're moving from the storage unit and then filling up the house. Oh. My only advice would be just careful. I had stuff in my loft. So I moved up into this loft room when my daughter went into my current hobby room. And then actually I think I just took the decision I want, like, this is quite a big loft space up here, so let's use it. Let's make the most of it. So I put my room up here. But I had so much stuff up here that was just like junk. So much junk. And there is so much junk up there now, up here now. But I'm trying to keep on top of it, I think. But yeah, gotta be careful what you put up there, mate. That's why, like, when it comes to clearing out now, I'm just so harsh with it, because I'm like, nope. If I haven't used it in the past few years, get it gone. Like, no sentimental value, get it gone. Otherwise, yeah, you just have stuff sat in your house for years. If you never use it, then you're in like 10 years' time, you're just going to be moving that box back out again and sorting it and chucking it. So that's my only advice. Obviously, this isn't new stuff to you, and it's from a storage unit, so that's fine. But yeah. Soraya, hello, welcome in. Sorry I missed your Eurovision stream, but I was out for a friend's birthday, and also I don't like Eurovision. Sorry, but no, I hope you had a lovely stream. I hope you had a nice time. Also, I've made a wild assumption that it was a Eurovision stream. I'm pretty sure it was. I thought I heard it somewhere that it was. So I hope you had a nice time. Thomas, been meaning to tidy up the pile of shame below and beside my painting and PC gaming desk. Lots of boxes I'm pretty sure are sprues I've wanted to use bits from, just haven't. Thomas, you just need to get your head into it sometimes, innit, and just yeah, I luckily I kind of quite like organizing. So yeah, every now and then I just have a bit of a clear, a bit of a tidy, do a little bit of an organization. But yeah, if you need a reason to, then allow me to go. Oi, get on with it. Yeah, it can be healing as well. Yes, I put a different head on this body. Do I want a white collar on this guy? I think I might, even though I've not done a white one. All right, that's Archer. I'm going to give him in fact, I'll give him a grey kepi as well. Anyway, General Michael, yeah, y'all are lucky. I'm going to try to say that in your American accent. You are lucky, says Michael. I'm from the US, which means miniatures take upwards of 4 weeks to get here. Luckily, I live in North Carolina, so I'm only up the coast. Sorry, I've missed David's comment. First calls are more Yorkshire than Perry's. They are in a village, Snaith, near Goole, my old stomping ground. Oh. Yeah, that must suck, Michael, if I'm honest. I'm saying that, like, the amount of times I've ordered stuff and I just let it, I don't know. It arrives when it arrives, you know. It might be a bit different for you, Michael, because you're younger. I don't know. Maybe you don't have. I don't know. I'm going to make the assumption you don't have buckets of miniatures sat around unpainted. But you might do. Like, if I ever order something, it's not like I'm just sat here with nothing to paint. I can get on with something else. Mark says, I've got another option, to be honest. It needs to go out the way, and sorry, I've got no other option. Yeah, fair enough, mate. It needs to go out the way. I need to get rid of the unit. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I imagine that's a bit of a drain. Mark quoted me, I'd love to be there, but I didn't want to. Yeah, pretty much. Right, no worries, pal. It was an absolute wild ride that ended getting me banned for 48 hours. Did you say the word, Soraya? Is that why you're banned? It's not so worth it, though. We're having a well of a time. Oh, lovely. Also, I mean, when I mean the word, I mean music, copyright, or something like that. Thomas, one thing I'm finished with is university, so I have more free time on my hands to clear it out. Might be my task. Congrats on finishing uni, mate. I hope it wasn't too much of a stressful end, stressful conclusion. No, glad you've done though, bud. I never partook in the tradition of university. Not through choice. But I can, yeah, I can imagine it's a lot. Two of my siblings did uni, so I got to experience some of it through them. I couldn't hack it, if I'm honest. I boycotted. Sorry, what happened? Thomas, I boycotted. Sorry, David, I boycott Eurovision because I like music. Ouch, sting, burn. Thomas, I boycotted it because Ireland boycotted it. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Stick to the cause. I ordered from Brigade Games in the US and arrived a week later. Someone said they waited 4 to 5 weeks. Do you know what? I think maybe it's just miniature companies in general are just so hit and miss. Like I've never had it, but I've heard of people having really bad experiences with Perry's. You know, so I don't know. It's just I feel like some people are lucky and some people ain't. I had my Raven Banner. I ordered some Raven Banner miniatures through a British company. But what they do is basically save up and then order a bunch at the same time, which I didn't know about at the time. So I just basically didn't get my order. And I think it was, I want to say it was something like 4 or 5 months. It was madness. And that was, I think, basically they were like, oh, we're doing a bulk order. And then there was an issue with ordering stuff from America at the time. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, but I was just like, do you know what? I'm not going to kick up a fuss. I emailed them a few times. So I also think the chap who ran the online store, was ill as well. But as I've paid them, and as long as they turn up, then I don't mind. And they did turn up, and I waited 6 months for them, and they're still sat in a bag behind me somewhere, not even primed. So less of a worry, isn't it? Michael, yeah, it's because I'm still in middle school. I usually sit there with nothing to paint because I paint everything I get my hands on. Well, you're a rare hobbyer there, Michael. I feel like a lot of us just buy stuff and then maybe plan about painting it at some point. Mark says she constantly drops gamer words. Ah, I bet so, Mark. Soraya. Thomas, the bulk of my painting tonight is Napoleonic Italians. Oh, nice, mate. I've got a battalion behind me somewhere that will be Italians. Italian battalion. Purely because of the white uniforms, it looks crisp. Looks very nice. I think, in fact, they're the Royal Italian Velites or something like that. I think is what I've gone for. Because they've got bearskins. Am I right in thinking that? I was banned for live streaming Eurovision. It was expected. Yeah, but like if they banned your stream, sorry, then that would have been like half the viewers, wouldn't it, of Eurovision? David, ageist. I'm ancient and I have the discipline to have no parlour shame. But believe it when I see it, David. For you to claim to have no pile of shame, it's just, I don't believe it. Thomas, well, that's first year down, still 3 to go. Ugh. One is a 3-month work placement, so really only a 2-year course with a year work in between. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, you kind of break it up that way, but then I guess the third year is going to be the most intense. Michael, yeah, the Perrys is probably the longest I've had to wait. Malcolm said one time it took 2 months for one set of Perrys to arrive. It's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame, but I guess if you're itching to get on with it, I can imagine the frustration. I can. Jeremy Michael, I'm slowly starting to shy away from the Perrys and leaning more to Dixon Miniatures and Warlord games. Do you find there's any sort of US stockists of Perrys though? David, Perry, ciders, bitters, stouts, all can be problematic. Yeah. All can leave you with a sore head and a... Michael, as usual, I'm painting a bulk of American Civil Confederates and some artillery. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Thomas, I'm only doing it because old Grognard from our group passed and left his collection to the club. I got half-painted Italians from a brigade he was working on, so it's for him, plus the white. Oh, no, that's a nice nice thing to do, though, mate. Finish off someone else's sort of, like, collection. That's nice. But, yeah, also... Ugh. White. I don't know, with the discovery of contrast paints, I'd be less worried about painting white, but yeah. Or maybe, I guess you could probably just do a white primer and then a null wash, like a dark wash, and then go back in. From what I've seen, I don't think any US online companies carry Perrys. Ah, interesting. I wonder why that is. Well, what colour do we want this officer's trousers? I guess we'll give him grey. We'll give him the blue jacket, I think. Which I don't know if that would be something they did. But something I'm doing. I think this is technically a cavalry officer, this chap. But today it is Brigadier General Davis of Heath's command. Cool. David said less than 100 6mm figs, all are surplus in units based up, worth less than a tenner. I can send photographic evidence if... I'll believe you this time, David. I'll believe you this time, mate. I think some of these, it's nice doing these miniatures now that I'm doing, these generals, because, yeah, some of these I've had sat around for so long. And then a lot of it is sort of duplicates I've got through the years. So it's nice to kind of get some of these sorted, to be honest. Yeah, it's just sort of clearing that backlog, isn't it? Thomas, I use matte white primer, then a strong tone wash with a very watered down brown to make a grimy look for the trousers on the Italians. Nice. Nice. Michael, most specifically, I'm painting Lewis Armistead vignette with a flag bearer and the drummer boy while he is charging, but also I'm painting up 2 regiments. One is the 5th Florida, and the other is the 37th New York. Yeah, that's a nice vignette to do, actually. Are you going to kind of have him vaulting the stone wall? For anyone who doesn't know, I guess we all know here, but Armistead was the Confederate general, well, one of the Confederate brigadiers at charge of Pickett's charge, or Longstreet's charge, whichever way you look at it. And I believe he got the furthest out of all of them. And he was mortally wounded in it. It's all very sad. I quite like the actor in the film. I think he's got quite a bit of something to him. Does a good job of the portrayal of Lou Armstead. Wait. Yes, we are. For some reason, I suddenly thought we weren't talking about Armstead. I don't know. I think I'm tired. My brain's not working. So I started rambling about something completely different. And he was best mates with the corps commander that he was charging against, old Hancock. And Hancock was wounded in the charge as well, I believe. And I can't think of if Armistead believed Hancock was killed during the charge and got really upset by it. But little did they know he wasn't killed, but it also, Armistead, in fact, was the one to later die of his wounds. So. And he's always, people like to sculpt him with to draw on like the chaos of the charge and stuff. He because a lot of the officers were told to not be on horseback because they would be shot easier. So he was on foot and basically put his hat on top of his sword and charged forwards, waving his sword. So a lot of people model him there, which is nice. Anyone play Pillage? I'm planning to stage a late Byzantine warband using the Fireforge miniatures. Is Pillage fairly new? Because I feel like I've heard a lot of rumblings recently about Pillage. Sounds quite interesting. Thomas says Armistead did make it the furthest, mortally wounded by the 69th Pennsylvania. Am I right in thinking that is that the Strong Vincent's Brigade? Right. It's the 69th Pennsylvania. It's the 80-something Pennsylvania, in it. Can't honestly remember. Obviously, I think Strong Vincent was dead by then, obviously, but technically his brigade. I might be wrong on that one. I'm just trying to remember back. Cool. Do Garnet, you only need an empty base. Is the Garnet the chap who went in on horseback for Pickett's charge? Is that Garnet? He was wounded, wasn't he, in the leg, so he ended up going on horseback. Michael's done Garnet twice. I have Garnet for my early Confederate States Army, commanding the Stonewall Brigade. First Kernstown, asked David. Armstead also had the sword on his hat at Malvern Hill. Oh, did he? Or hat on his sword at Malvern Hill. Ah, right. Maybe it's his trademark then, was it? That's what he's known for. That's probably why he's so modelled like it then. Yeah, Thomas replied to David saying yes, at First Kernstown, Jackson's Valley campaign. Thomas also said no, the 69th Pennsylvania is Alexander's Webb's Brigade. The brigade was raised as the California Brigade and renamed Philadelphia Brigade. David said at First Kernstown is where he got dismissed by Stonewall for not getting his brigade slaughtered. Yeah, I think Stonewall probably had in his head how he wanted it run, didn't he? He had it in his head on how he wanted his brigade to perform, or I guess troops under him to perform. When he didn't have commanders to do it, he probably got a bit upset by it, I imagine. He wasn't the easiest to work under, from what I understand. David says yes, on horseback in a dark blue overcoat. Thomas says, yeah, started out with the 1st Virginia Regular Battalion, aka the Irish Battalion. What was that? Sorry, Thomas, what was that in relation to? I can't think what. I've said so many things now. Who started out with the 1st Virginia Battalion? Or are we still on about Garnet? This guy's going to have... Oh, sorry, your Valley Campaign Army. Nice. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh no, this is Pettigrew. I'll say it was Archer who was captured in on the first day of Gettysburg, wasn't it? I'll say it would have made sense to have him on foot because Archer was captured on foot, wasn't he? And private from the a private from the Iron Brigade saw him and ran over and tackled him. Was considered captured at that point. Bit of a whoopsie on his behalf, but Michael, I just counted my Confederate armies. It's not scary, is it, Michael? A lot of them. Thomas, I love the Valley campaign. The Wild Confederate Army at Kernstown was 11 infantry regiments and 6 artillery batteries, then 2 cavalry regiments. David, apart from dying a hero and having some spectacular successes, Jackson had a very mixed record and was difficult commander to work under. Yeah, I think he was very much, people used him as a, like, I don't know, they wanted someone to root for. He did well in the Valley. So yeah, I think they just idolised him in that way. And people didn't like Longstreet. Didn't help. Good evening, Benjamin. Welcome in. How are you? Welcome in. Come on in. We're just chatting. Whilst I work my way through these offices. And also, I think the interesting thing with Jackson as well is, yeah, I think you make a good point. Like, you know, he had some pretty mediocre performances, and people didn't get on with him. But maybe because he died so soon, nothing else really came of it. You know, you might have found he went on and just did some more absolute military genius, and it was all, you know, all those other flaws would be forgiven, or he could have gone on and just flopped and then lost core command, and so yeah, it's an interesting one. Really hard to know where to go with it. It's I guess, yeah, I guess we'll never know, but yeah, it's an interesting one. Cool, that's another one of them. I need another drink now. I might have to go get another drink, actually. I'm very thirsty. And I've been chatting a load. Anyway, General Michael, I have an army of Northern Virginia, number 10,000 miniatures. The army of Tennessee, numbering 5,000. And the army of Mississippi, numbering 4,000. Is that all in... that can't be all in 28 mil, Michael. That's crazy. I think I'm only near 2,000 miniatures in total. And that's across my Confederate and Union. Benjamin Christopher, lovely models. Are they first core Perry? These are Perry with I don't know who these guys are from. So I got a couple of running poses chaps. I don't know where they're from. So they could be first core. I don't know. I bought them on eBay. Not really sure. General Michael, the Missouri Bushwhackers, numbering 1,000 miniatures, and lastly the Army of the Trans-Mississippi, numbering 3,000. That's an absurd amount of miniatures, but nice. Fair one. Thomas, had Jackson not been so successful in the Valley, he wouldn't have such a big name. Jackson was a one-trick pony. Do you ever think that maybe Jackson capitalized on the incompetent Union commanders of the time? You know, he was competent enough to perform, Jackson. He was just going against shoddy Union generals. Michael, I need to get a life. As long as my grades stay A's, I'm satisfied. Hey, we all have hobbies, mate. Don't worry. That's why we're here. If you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. That's fine. Are they all painted by you, Michael? If so, that's a lot of painting. David, good in Valley, but awful on the peninsula. Yeah, broke at Fredericksburg, brilliant at Chancellorsville. Yeah. Again, I don't know. If he had a few more battles, you might really see what else he was about. You know, he could have potentially just had a few more shockers, or could have gone on to some brilliance. So Jackson wasn't suited for trench warfare of the 1864 and 1865. I cannot see the blue light elder sitting in a trench for months on end. I think I think maybe his strong point was maneuverability. Look at the Valley campaign; he was rapid. Chancellorsville, great swinging maneuver. So maybe his strength was a maneuver, which you didn't have come the end. So yeah, I don't know. And you could say the same with Grant. Grant suffered in certain respects, like Cold Harbor and whatnot. So I don't think any general. It was new to warfare. I think like that sort of more bogged down attritional warfare. Yeah, Mike said those are just my Confederate armies. They're in 25 and 28 mil. That's mad, mate. That's I'm not saying that in a bad way, but yeah, blimey, fair play. David said Throttle of Freedom Jackson was wildly different stats for different battles. Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, that makes sense. Is it Antietam where they say he just didn't perform as well? Also, Mike says that's just my infantry. I haven't counted my cavalry parts of the armies and the artillery. And yes, they are all painted by me except for a few regiments in the army. Tennessee, who I found on eBay for a good deal, so I jumped on it. Jesus, that's a lot of painting time, Michael. A lot of paint. You'll have to chuck some photos. Do a big group shot at some point. Chuck them on the community. That'd be nice. Be nice to see. Fair play for the time. David said, yeah, let's face it, success versus Banks and Hooker, not top tier. Hooker's such a weird one, because I think on paper he should be a lot better than he did perform, but hey-ho. But yeah, like, Banks, probably not. Interesting. Yeah. But again, I think also where Jackson performed well, you know, everyone was sort of new to the war at that point. Like the early years of the war, everyone was new to that modern style of fighting, you know. Even if they dragged it into old styles of fighting, everyone had to learn. I think maybe Jackson just learnt that a little bit quicker and just made the most of it before everyone caught up with him. It's like the big kid at school, isn't it? Eventually, everyone will grow up. Do you ever? Here's a question, because I've just realised I'm painting a brigade commander in butternut. Did that exist in the Confederacy? Would you find brigade commanders have butternut, or would it tend to be sort of lower ranking? I've painted it now, so I think I'll leave it. But I'm just saying. So I'm just thinking like a butternut jacket with white collars and cuffs. Don't know if that looks odd. General Michael, I will. I'll send a picture of the current war game that I have set up. Very nice. It's the Battle of Bentonville war game. So just the last major battle of the war. Very nice. Benjamin Christman, each time I catch you painting American Civil War, I want to start up my long-awaited project for the second Schleswig War. Is that how you spell it? Which took place at the same time, 1864. Oh, nice. What's that? Is that just sort of some German states, is it? I do like trying to... I've been recently, I say recently, I'm always sort of looking at the American Civil War and then potential European intervention and what that might look like or what the armies might look like. So, yeah, I always like the looks of the French or what the Germans are up to. Because obviously not far after then, or is it? Am I right in thinking the Franco-Prussian War was 1865 or something like that? That was happening around then, wasn't it? So. General Michael, oh yeah, all the time, especially if they were away from the supply lines, like at Gettysburg. Okay. Because yeah, I think just for a bit of different, I'm going to have this guy as a sort of a butternut. This is meant to be General Pettigrew. So, I mean, I'm painting him with the idea of using him as Pettigrew, but with all these generals, they can be whatever, you know. Doesn't massively matter. If I do a battle and use him for some, like, as someone else, it don't matter. David, Hooker lacked confidence as an army commander. His initial plan at Chancellorsville was very good, but after getting into Lee's rear, he seemed to freeze. Neither attacked strongly or defended well. Did Chancellorsville where he got knocked out via a cannonball, so I might explain his poor performance. Yeah, again, I think you just have some commanders that, you know, again, we mention this all the time, like Hood. He's just eventually got promoted above his station. Like, very good divisional commands or corps commands, but you kind of don't want to go any further. You just, that's it. Franco-Prussian War, says David, was 1870. Thank you. I knew it was somewhere about then. Benjamin says Prussian and the Austrian invaded Denmark, publishing a book about the war as it was experienced by the soldiers of the Danish First Regiment during the war, based on their letters and diaries. That's very cool, mate. When's that happening? This guy's going to have light yellow light trousers. Michael says, also mount I counter my artillery and cavalry. Across all my armies, I have 2,000 cavalry, 500 dismounted, 1,500 mounted, and I have a total of 350 artillery crews across all the Confederate armies. Wowsy. You're ready to do the Battle of Gettysburg as is, aren't you? David, late on, yes. He'd already lost the vital initiative, yeah. Okay, yeah, so cannonball or no, he's probably already fluffed it. Michael says, I also have different Confederate arms for the different areas. My 1861 armies total 1,000 men with 500 militia, and my 1865 armies only have about 6,000 men in total. Benjamin Christian, not very fun war game though. Most of the major battles were very one-sided. I imagine so, mate. If it was Prussia, who'd you say, Prussia and Austria? But still a unique war, though. Quite interesting. I say unique as in, yeah, just quite an interesting war, mate. I haven't got the paint out for this. Where are you? Here he is. Right, I'm not sure what the next step is. Maybe get everyone's hats painted. Let's see. Cool. All right. General Michael, I also have Zouave armies, which are all Zouave regiments from north and south, with a total of 1,000 Zouaves. Very nice. Yeah, the Zouaves are a great one to get into. They're just so colourful and so many different regiments of it. Very nice. Michael, my Revolutionary army numbers for the British and the American look about the same size as my Civil War armies. You've been busy, Michael. Very busy. David, asymmetry is war. In war is the rule. It's about a balanced battle. That's the exception. Yeah, it's more of a natural feel, isn't it? I guess rather than having everything. If you're wargaming, I guess you can kind of have asymmetrical armies if you can have balanced wargame. Which you can do through scenarios and stuff. Michael, I didn't even include my skirmishers because they're probably about 700 across all the armies. It's quite the collection. You must have a whole room for it, or a house. Right, let's get into hats and stuff. Sewer. Ugh. Right, hats. This guy's going to have a brown hat, because why not? Cool. One brown hat. Another one over here. All right. Give this guy a brown hat as well. Michael, my house is a total of 8 rooms, and 2 of which are my wargaming room with the table that is 16 foot long and 10 foot wide. Wowee! It's quite the gaming table. Does anyone else in your family do any wargaming or anything, Michael? I don't know how you find the time to do all that painting, Michael. That's a slog. It's a lot of work. Fair play though. David, fighting asymmetrical battles is all about scenario winning conditions. Rarely were the aims of both sides the same. Yeah, exactly. Oh, your dad does it, Michael. Nice. Very nice. That's quite nice then, having all that set up then. You do a bit of gaming between you and your dad. That's cool. He mainly war games with you and he brings his own armies. Nice. No, that's nice to have. What hat colour am I doing this officer? That's the question. Just make him a grey hat, actually. Let's do these hats a sec. Right, and then I think all the officers can have grey or black hats, maybe. Like says, me and my dad have a Yorktown war game planned with his 10mm revolutionary armies. It should be really fun. Probably going to start it in about an hour. Very nice. Get some photos if you can. Right, this is going to do blue hat for Pettigrew's hat. Nice. Let's just do some black a sec. Do I have a black here? Yes. Let's keep using this. I'm taking photos of the current game I've set up. They will be posted on the YouTube community in about 5 minutes. Very nice, Michael. We'll take a look at them in a bit later on. Right. Do you reckon Heath had a black hat? How's everyone painting their Heath and his hat? His new hat that saved his life. Don't know if I'd paint that black or grey, to be honest. What's everyone's thoughts? Part of me thinks I should be doing a grey hat. That's, yeah, I'm going to do grey. David says, the Battle of the Gaines Mill, the game I'm taking to Joy 6, for example, is one of the reinforced Union Corps for the entire army of Northern Virginia, including Jackson's Army of the Valley campaign. Both, a reinforced Union Corps versus the entire army of the Northern Virginia. Nice. I'm excited to see how that game goes, mate, when you've done it. It's going to be nice. Right, what colour am I looking for now? Maybe I've not put it back up. There we go. Got some trousers to do. Both sides can and have one. Nice. Balance. That's what it's about, David. Nice. I got 2 chaps? No, it's just the one. Just the one that needs this. Blue trousers. I've done a bit too many there. And with his blue trousers. Oh, that's nice. All right. Okay. I think I'll do black boots for the officers, and then brown stirrups, and then brown boots for the. Talking about riding boots. We'll have black. I need to do grey for this Heath's hat now. As I said I would. Alright, Heath's hat's grey now. Hopefully no one tells me to do it black. Alright. I'll nag Alex Stormsteel to feature it in the show report he always films and posts on his channel. Yeah, nice, mate. Yeah. Give him a nudge. Give him a nudge. I do like Stormsteel. It's a great channel. Alright, if we're doing the black, we might be able to paint some other stuff as well. Doing the black boots. Might be able to paint some other stuff. Although I know black's easy to do. Part of me might want this to be brown, this bag. In fact, I am. I'm going to do this bag brown. Right. Cool. That's going to be a belt, I think. And then he'll have brown boots and brown stirrups. But... David said he's in a club in Sheffield I game at before I moved to Bridlington. Oh, nice. Tends to be a lot of Sheffield gamers, isn't there? Sheffield gamers. Seems to be the heart of wargaming, Sheffield. Is that a sash that I can paint? Or is it just black? Let's make it a sash, that's fine. So, what else has he got on his uniform? Nothing really. Black boots though. I can't think of that. There's a... Wouldn't Nottingham be the heart of wargaming? Yeah, 100%, Benjamin. But also, I just feel like loads of people from Sheffield. Like, there seems to be a big gaming community in Sheffield, is what I was trying to get at. But yeah, I think Nottingham is the undisputed. Purely down to its proximity to all the big manufacturers. I might be doing a little family holiday to Nottingham at some point, so it would be nice to go back to the old wargaming stores. David says, well, Nottingham has Games Workshop and a ton of manufacturers, but Sheffield has Bacchus and Jaw 6. So it's the heart of 6mm wargaming then. Is that what you're implying? Okay, I can't remember what I'm doing with this chat. No, that's fine.
Benjamin says, plan to drop by Nottingham next year if possible, or also have to if I end up going to CrackCon in Derby, or Derby at least, pretty much right next door. I'd like to do a CrackCon at some point, if I'm honest. I'd like to give it a go. Maybe one day. Cool. Nottingham doesn't host a major show. Partisan is in Newark. And that's the nearest historical show. Yeah, I'm surprised Nottingham doesn't hold anything big. I mean, historical. I guess Warhammer World hosts events, so that probably Benjamin says, was planning to go to CrackCon again this year, but couldn't defend the cost as I currently unemployed, but starting a new job Tuesday, so next year it is. Well, good luck with the new job, Benjamin. Hopefully it all goes well for you. Yeah, I'm not even sure what the cost of CrackCon is, to be honest, but I guess it's all the hidden stuff, isn't it? Like, you pay for the ticket, that's fine, but then you've got the travel and then the accommodation if you're staying. And so it soon adds up. Does soon add up. I'll give this guy another black waistcoat as well, that'd be smart. Michael says, never mind, plans have changed for me and my dad's war game. We're doing an Alamo war game. Oh, that'd be nice. Is that in 10 mil as well, or are you looking at 28 mil? Right. Again, it's trying to think about sashes. The two Newark shows are awesome though, probably the best in the land, if not the world. I'll have to check them out. I don't do many wargame shows, to be honest. My other hobby, LARP, tends to hoover up all sort of weekend availabilities, if I'm honest, so that it doesn't leave much for anything else. Cool. Another person. Michael says 28 mil. Very nice. We're doing it on the big table. Cool. You're in for the long haul then. That's going to be quite a big game, I imagine. It's a good few hours worth of work, isn't it, Michael? Be worth it though, I think. Cool. Comes together quite quickly, I think, when you it's not actually that much colours and stuff. For the base colours, that is. So pick up a bit. David says Partisan was today. Finance is too tight. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Shame, but you live to play another day. And you can save your money for another show, maybe. I guess with a war game show, if you're going, you're going to want to go spend some money, aren't you? So it's half the fun, isn't it, of a war game show? Alright, so they're going to want... Oh no, he's got a cartridge box there, so let's do that in black. Alright. Just paid for Sheffield accommodation for joy of 6. Nice, mate. Hopefully that's not too expensive. It'd be a good show though, wouldn't it? It'd be a jolly good show. Oh, wowie. It's 9:30 already. What a flash that's been. And I feel like we've made a fair bit of progress. I think. Ah, Darren, welcome in. Some cavalry, nice. Yeah, these are some generals, mate. Some mounted generals. That's what this is. How are you anyway? I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good weekend and a good week. We're just slogging our way through some. So these are all divisional and brigade commands. So this is for Heath's division at Gettysburg for the American Civil War. So yeah, Heath's division. We've got Davis, Pettigrew, and Archer. Those brigade commanders. So yeah, we're working our way through these. So we've got Heath himself here with just sort of a staff officer and flag bearer. Davis, brigadier, flag. Archer, brigade command and flag, and then Pettigrew as well, who's dismounted. He's on foot. So yeah, working our way through it. But yeah, I hope you're well. Welcome into the stream. Very close to yeah, we've made a lot of progress tonight, I feel, in these chaps. Might even find that we'll be rounding these off next stream. They might be all buttoned up next stream. Mike, Blake, hello, welcome in. Good evening, welcome in. Darren, Mike, are you guys working on anything tonight? Are you painting or anything like that? Or just having a nice relax listen to a stream? Either's fine. So we're just chugging away with these generals for the American Civil War. And chugging away at a very nice pace as well. We've done some... I'm happy with the progress tonight. David, I don't tend to buy at shows. It's a discipline thing. People buy stuff on impulse and it goes in a pile of shame. You're 1,000,000% correct, David. That's exactly what I do. And by the sounds of it, your pile of shame is more or less not a thing. And that's probably because you have very good impulse, self-control, should I say. Something I don't have. And it shows. I'm better now, but a while back, yeah, every time someone was selling off their Eggs of War collection, I'd just hoover it up. Couldn't help myself. Right, Blake, finished that bloody essay earlier, so now just gluing some SAS Jeeps together. Ah, very nice. Have you got a plan for those SAS Jeeps? Are they sort of, what are you thinking, sort of North Africa, or don't know what paint schemes you have in mind, if there is much difference in them? Oh, cool. Some a little bit closer. Very nice. Darren's here today. I might do some more work on my Confederates. Nice. What Confederates you working on, mate? Hello, General Michael, says Darren. David says you've done better than Napoleon at Wargaming. He spent last stream cleaning Flash off a couple of sprues. Do you know what that's like? A something I never used to do. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm that fixated on it these days, but I never used to do it. And then sometimes looking back on old miniatures where there's just some clear Flash sat there or something, and I'm like, that was lazy of you, Matthew. So yeah, I pay more attention now these days, but back when I was unaware of such things. Cool. They will be used in Europe. Ah, cool. No, that's nice. I'm not so clued up on what the SAS got up to. If I'm honest. So, although I really like the TV series. There's a new series coming out soon, isn't there? Of their shenanigans in Europe, so that'd be good to watch. Jeremy, I'm halted my painting for tonight. I've just finished setting up the Alamo 4 and got all the figures out. Just waiting for my dad to get back from work. Right now, I'm just unboxing some Perry's. Nice. What Perry stuff are you unboxing, Michael? I'm unboxing some Perry box sets. Glad I finally caught your stream as I'm off work as my back is injured. Oh, I mean, I'm glad you've caught the stream, Darren. It's nice to talk to you, but I'm sorry it's on such rubbish circumstances. But I hope you're okay and not in pain or anything. Unfortunately, we're not miles off finishing, to be honest, the stream. We've got about half an hour left. I think I'll see how I'm doing, and then we'll check out the Facebook and YouTube community posts and see what everyone's been doing. I'm a little bit tired as well. I've had a bit of a busy weekend, so it'd be nice to stay a bit longer and do more of a stream, but not sure I've got it in me, you know. David, they were old sprues. They needed cleaning up and getting sidetracked. Tim is top tier at digression. He's another member of the Sheffield Club. Yeah, there's quite a few people. Well, there's a group of people from our the YouTube community that I hope to meet one day, and Napoleonic Wargaming is one of them. He comes across as a very nice guy. All right, that's another couple of things done. Darren said I'm not on Facebook, or otherwise I'd check it out. No problem, mate. We do have a community thing on YouTube. If you ever want to post stuff, feel free. But yeah, again, we've got this Facebook group, and it's a good way of people sharing what they've been getting up to, really. Because yeah, like at the end of the stream, we tend to just jump on and have a look and just see what everyone's been up to. It might tickle people's inspiration to do some stuff. Who knows? All right, and then we're going to have to go for a finer brush now. Mike says, unboxing Perry's Battle in a Box with some regular cavalry sets along with flags from Flags of War that just came in. I also received a Perry Bushwhacker set. Yeah, I've not actually had any Perry's Bushwhackers yet. I don't know, maybe something I'll get at some point. Be nice to. Like I've also got my Dixon Miniatures Antietam Battle set again. So once again, I'm busy. Yeah, you sound it, mate. I find I struggle to have the attention span for such large projects now. Get fatigued easily and then want to move on with something else. So yeah, fair play. I think this is strap's going to be a white strap. Whoops. Oh. Ah, that'll do. Dave says he does 2 tournaments in Derby, 28mm and epic scale and Penolix. Maybe you'll get up there. Yeah, I've seen he does. Is it something of Eagles, isn't it, or something like that? I think he calls it. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I definitely want to do it. It's just in the grand scheme of life, will it ever happen? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I can't imagine it won't ever happen, but maybe not for a while. We'll be a bit more older and wrinklier by then, probably. All right. This guy needs a white strap on him, but that's fine. The Darren heroes are quite good to paint, especially if the sculpts are good. I'll put up another generic general I painted just recently. Yeah, feel free, mate. Yeah, I bought some Dixon Miniature Confederates, but they don't size up well with Perry's. What, do you find they're smaller? Michael says, yeah, they don't. That's why I have them in separate armies. But Dixon Miniatures are good. Yeah, I think if you do maybe whole units, like a regiment of a certain manufacturer, it's less obvious, or less of an issue if that's what you like, if you find that sort of thing an issue. Pardon me. I think certain manufacturers will work well together, others just clearly don't. It's the game of figuring out which, isn't it? Right, where's my favourite paint? Garrett Sewer, there we go. He's a good guy. Just don't mention Assyrians. It's a bit of an obsession. Oh, maybe next time I catch their live stream, David told me to say, and I'll drop it in there. Who knows? Sounds like we've got a big of a downpour here. Heavy rain. All right, I'm happy with that. That looks good. Although that doesn't. The strap as well, nice. Yeah, very nice. There's another officer I need to look at. Well, this guy here, Archer, got a bit of a white strap going on. That's another bag. We'll paint that in this brown as well. Garrett Sewer. Well, yeah, I've got to paint this guy's sleeve white again because I haven't seen him painted it grey. But all right. Um, Michael says, then again, I have mass army, so people don't pay attention to detail, but I do. Darren, I got a regiment of ragtag Confederates from Dixon Miniatures. Don't get me wrong, very animated sculpts. Yeah, I agree with that. From what I've seen, they seem very animated. But yeah, it's just personal preference. I think for a lot of sculpts, I really like Perry's stuff. I really like the sort of Crusader Foundry, Wargames Foundry. I really like that. Yeah, just personal preference, I guess. Right, we're going to jump over to community stuff in a sec, so we'll just check out what we've been working on. We've just got some paint on these people, basically, on these miniatures here. We've done some paint. Heath here is going to have a gold sash on his belt. This chap here, I'm going to do all his facings in blue because he's not going to have white cuffs and collars. But yeah, that's Heath himself, divisional commander. Davis, again, he'll have a white sort of collars and cuffs and stuff. And probably do a gold sash for him as well. I don't know, would brigadiers have gold? I think we said major generals have gold, and divisional commanders have gold, so maybe he'll have a red sash. I don't mind him having red. I like the look of the red. So there's not a ton of detail on these guys. But I think sorry, this chap here on Davis is I'm going to do him with blue cuffs as well, just to make him a little bit different. And then yeah, we've got Archer here. That's good. And then Pettigrew at the end. Some quite animated running chaps, which are nice. So he's there with his sword out. And he's got a couple of people running with him as he's sort of charging forwards, which is nice. So yeah, very cool. Alright. David said that's why I buy everything from backers, always match. I hope Peter Berry is going to pay me for the gratuitous plug. We can only hope, David. We can only hope. The majority of my American War of Independence arm is Dixon, while American Civil War is Perry's. Yeah, nice. Like the finish on the chestnut horse. Thank you very much. Yeah, the horses, they've turned out all right, and I'm kind of happy with them. Again, like looking at the big Union batch we did with Earl Van Dorn as well for the Confederacy, I was so happy. I was so chuffed with how those commands turned out. In fact, where are they? Yeah, I haven't finished basing them. They're actually down here. But yeah, I was so chuffed with how they turned out. So I think once these guys are based up, I will look at once I've finished these guys, I'm going to base all them up and maybe chuck a video out because yeah, they look really cool. Really happy with them. But yeah, once they're on the base as well, you can kind of see what they look like as well. But yeah, no, happy so far. But yeah, once this is done, we'll have a division worth of HQ bases for the Confederacy, which is cool. And then we've got a division for the Union as well, so it's very nice. Nice painting, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Thomas, in the Confederate Army, it was up to the officer, Brigadier General Cobb, who wore a lavish gold sash. AP Hill wore a red sash, from what I've seen. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was sort of like regimental officers and maybe brigade command might wear red, whereas higher end sort of divisional wore gold. But okay, fair enough. But if that be the case, I might Heath. I'm going to do gold because going off the film of Gettysburg, he had gold. Whereas the others, I might just do in red because I really like the red. The red just pops on the uniform. I think I like it. Darren says, cost me so much to get the figures and exchange rate is killer. So $2.50 to £1. Oof, that's expensive, Darren. Right. Let me bring that over there. we'll do the YouTube community first. So let's take a look at Bing, we're over here. Yeah, let's have a look at the YouTube community. Yeah, Thomas says even the Union it was the same. General Mega had a gold had a gold, red, and green sash going between the all. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I would choose. What's going on here? I've got to change this. I think I would. I think I would choose gold if I had a choice, if I'm honest. But I like the red. Now you're happy with a different color on the horses. People have different color hair, you know. David, that's a step too far, I'm afraid. I don't know if I can. Actually, no, I did. Earl Van Dorn, I did blonde, didn't I? Yeah, I don't know. I might be tempted. Actually, yeah, I've done some grey hair, guys. My generals get different coloured hair. My infantry, absolutely not. They'll be the same colour, but I don't know. We'll talk about it next stream when we come to paint the hair. I'll tell you what. If everyone's going to be here next week for the stream, have a think about what hair these generals should have. Because going off black and white photos, it's pretty hard to tell. Right, I'm going to go all the way back to where we were last stream. Oh, what's going on? Oops. Okay, where were we? I remember. Right, no. I think we've seen that before. I'm pretty sure we've seen that before. Nice. The 4th Michigan Zouave. Dave says red, gold, and green was he a raster. Thomas says I'm awful for doing all the same hair. Only exception was the Irish all getting ginger and Germans all getting blonde. I did used to do alternate. I think I started off doing all brunette, and then I did alternate. I do black, brunette, and blonde. And then I just went back to brunette. I was just like, I'm not overly interested. Some stuff from Darren. I'm pretty sure we checked this out on the last stream. But yeah, some generals from the Battle in the Box. Very nice. So the Confederate general was finished yesterday, but I may have to revisit him to push the contrast higher on his jacket. Yeah, I remember this. We definitely looked at this on last stream, but there's some very nice painting. Nice one, Darren. We don't need to worry about that. And here is, I don't think we've seen this before, Michael, so let's check it out. Hey guys, just want to share this Perry Miniatures Confederate Sergeant with you. I still have to paint his boots, but this is going to be part of the 28th Alabama Regiment. Yeah, nice. Gone for the butternut as well. Very cool. Oh, I feel like we've looked at this one before. It's right. Okay. I can't keep up with it. I'm sorry. Thomas, no, he was a bit flamboyant. He wore his gold sash, his gold shoulder sash, sorry, and a green waist sash at Antietam, and the red waist sash at Fredericksburg. Yeah, I'll do mine with a green sash, I think, just for the fun of it. When I do my Ma. So here's my Confederate dismounted cavalry, some regular cavalry brackets, forest cavalry, nice. Are these Dixon? Yeah, I need to do some more painters. David says so officers get different hair, but the poor bloody privates, they'll be lucky to get hair at all. Exactly. That's it. Got to know how to treat them. I got this Texas Brigade I bought on eBay. It came with John Bell Hood and Skirmish Force and a cavalry division and the main infantry. Nice. Some nice cavalry. Are they first corps? They look like they're first corps, don't they? Very nice, Michael. Making sure I'm liking these as well. Cancelled. We were cancelled last week. Thomas said, same with the whiskey and the pork. As privates forced to suffer on no whiskey and hardtack. Yeah, exactly.
You're an officer for a reason. Michael says, just painted these up, early war Confederate officers and Stonewall mounted Jackson Mountain figure. Nice. Yeah, they are some nice poses. I like all the Havelock infantry and stuff. Here he is, the main man himself. Gone for the gold as well. Nice. I've what did I do with my version of that officer? I think I've made him into a Union officer. Yeah, I did. I used him for Reynolds, I think. Oh, maybe not Reynolds. It might have been actually Solomon Meredith. Very nice though. Very nice. I like the colour you've gone for the cap as well, like having the dark blue jacket and the light coloured cap. That's nice. Is it okay to post non-American Civil War stuff in the community section? Of course it is, Benjamin. Yeah, post whatever you want. It's whatever you're working on, really, because it's always nice to have a peruse. So, it's Michael posted this. The Battle of Antietam, very nice. Hood's Brigade. Is that your Hood's lot? Nice one. Okay, well, Thomas says, don't remember if I said, but I started my American Civil War infantry, 1st Division, 1st Corps, as it was at Antietam. Who was in the 1st Corps Antietam? Because I don't think the Iron Brigade were they? Were they the 1st Division, 1st Brigade, 1st Division, 1st Corps? Can't remember. I can't remember when they swapped around. Benjamin, I'll post a photo of some of the 15mm World War II US Marines I'm working on then. Yeah, please do. I'll hang around and we'll check it out. And then we'll jump onto Facebook. Shame, all my thousands of 6mm soldiers getting their hair colour chosen individually. Mate, you're little Mac, aren't you? Loved by the troops. Your army loves you as a commander because you grant them permission to have some personality via different coloured hair. So, Thomas, just prepping for some 14th Brooklyn Chasseurs. Matt's version really inspired me to do the 1st Corps under Hooker, 2 Iron Brigade, and another brigade. Yeah, nice. 1st Corps under Hooker, cool, very nice. There we go. Benjamin's just posted some 15mm. Oh, I do like the I think I've done a load of 15mm, which I did for Chain of Command World War II, and they're all individually based, more or less. But I really want to lean back into doing some of these bases. It looks really nice. Very nice. What have we got here? You said it was some 15mm. If I scroll past it, 15 US Marines. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Nice one, Benjamin. Right. Okay. I think that's it for now. Cool. We're going to jump over to Facebook. Check that one out. I do have something else to post real quick. Check out Michael. We'll try catch it in a mo. That is us. Yeah, right. That's me. Don't need to worry about that. Let's scroll down a bit. We'll go back a few. Tonight's stream being the 10th. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So we are here. 10th of May, 8th of May. We should have already seen that, Thomas. Oh, I don't know if I have seen this. All right, Darren. Right, I got to get some breakfast going. We'll try to catch your next stream. Keep up the good work, mate. Thank you, Darren, very much. I hope your back's getting better, and I hope you're not in too much pain. But thank you for popping by. I appreciate it. Go have some breakfast. Enjoy it. Thomas, I don't know if we caught these last time. Oh no, we wouldn't have, because it would have when the last stream was. Right, last stream was the 3rd of. I didn't post that this time. Whoops. 3rd of May. Okay, so 5th of May. Here we go. So, right. So, I'm back on the American Civil War bandwagon from Thomas. After a major Napoleonic burnout, doing a full battalion in one sitting. Oof. This was Brigade Games or Brigade Miniatures model for Captain Miles Koff during the Indian Wars with Little Bighorn. Brigade Miniatures is the American version of the Perrys. This was supposed to go for my Great Escapes game / Dead Man's Hand carry, but was very out of scale. Ah, shame. But the perfect scale for Perry, so he's a new cavalry officer. And just in time for a new Union cavalry project. So the miniatures for the 6th Pennsylvania Cavalry. Very nice. KO. Thank you, Thomas. KO. Captain Miles KO. Yeah, very nice, mate. In fact, I've probably seen this on my... Oh, whoops. No, don't want to do that. Oh, no, Michael Blake. Nice. Oh, what's this? Some US mounted and dismounted. The large group in the foreground is US cavalry mounted and dismounted. The group in the middle are Native Americans mounted. Nice. Nice one, Michael. Oh, the Lance 6th is the Lancers. Nice. I've got some Lancer arms behind me, Thomas, which will become the 6th Pennsylvania. So I'm going to do them mounted. Very nice. Yeah, here's your stuff, Michael Blake. So, and just for clarity, the background group is more British Dragoons. You forgot you posted it. That's fine. Yeah, very nice. All them horses, though. Oh, it's a lot of painting. All right. Okay. So we've got some Confederate cavalry, kit bashed. Confederate cavalry using the Spanish guerrilla sprue from Perry's. One in a rolled shirt with a flintlock musket around his hand. The other with a flintlock pistol. Oh yeah, he's got a little flintlock pistol. Look. Nice. Very nice. Nice one there, Thomas. Airbrush for the horses. Yeah, I mean, you've used an airbrush, fair play. That was a wild desk mat, says Mark. I wonder what you're relating to. Is it this one back here? Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, all body bits. I mean, good one to learn. Now I know where the appendix is, so I'm glad. I just used the Perry Napoleonic lance arms for the on the Perry's American Civil War cavalry. Yeah, fair point, Thomas. Fair point. Nice painting, Mike. Yes, the mat. Yeah, I need to learn basic anatomy for my OT course. The Iron Brigade spearheaded Hooker's first corps at Antietam and fought magnificently, taking over a third of their numbers as casualties. Nice. Well, yeah, good. I can try use my first corps stuff for Antietam as well. It wouldn't be too out of place. Nice. I just posted some War of the 1812 figures. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. On your YouTube community. Yeah, I'll check it out after we've done this one, Michael. Mark says, so I said good to know where my appendix is. Mark knows to say good to know where his appendix isn't, so that's good. Right, artillery. We're working on some artillery. First gun, well, mostly completed as I need to have bases to them. So I'm painting these. I'll be watching Gettysburg the millionth time. Yeah, very nice. Is there anything better to watch when painting? Maybe KingMATT stream, yeah. I'll let you off if you're watching Gettysburg. A nice little rifled piece with an officer telling them, boy, shoot that cannon. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Nice. They are good sets, aren't they? The Perry's Plastics. They are good sets. There we go. Tim saying, I do the same thing, Thomas. I have 3 movies I rotate: Gettysburg, Gods of Generals, and Glory. Yeah, I've not watched them for a little bit, but yeah, it's a pain in the bum to try find who's showing them. That's a problem. Here we go. This looks like some sort of lancer arm. Just got my Perry order in, so I'm working on a Burdan sharpshooters and Rush's lancers. Nice. Some bird sharpshooters there. Nice. And a Rush's lancer. Very nice. And you're working on getting some better pictures. Not a problem, Thomas. I appreciate them anyway. This is me yesterday. I'm going to thumb that up. Yeah, Thomas, thank you so much for the first core miniatures. These are our little signal party. I haven't got them out of the bag yet, but going to do a little sort of vignette for both of them. Going to do one as Union and one as Confederate. And there's some really nice looking stuff in there. You've got one guy with sort of big telescope thing, which is nice, and another guy using binoculars, I think. So I'm excited for that. Some first core signal parties, a couple of them. Again, thank you very much, Thomas. I appreciate it. And then this is what I was getting up to. So these are printed on Friday. I've already broken one of these as well, putting it in the box earlier. Snapped the arrow off. But this is for my Warhammer Old World army. So I've got some Ushabti with bows, great bows. So they're meant to be really good at sort of anti-armor and stuff. Or they do armor damage to armor. So these are a must-have, I think. So I've printed them off. I've got to paint them. I did enjoy painting them when I pardon me. I've done some Ushabti with great weapons before, so they were a joy to paint. And then these big snake people, which are really cool. They're just big snakes with big weapons. I printed them mainly because they were cool. So these are from One Page Rules for anyone curious. One Page Rules do like a undead Egyptian themed army, and that's from them. And then these snake people are from Eternal Dynasties, which is from Highland Miniatures. So yeah, these are kind of like what I've got to get on with. I need to sort of base these up now and then get them primed and start painting them. And that's me, and I think that's it. Fun that, so why not? Right, back to community page, because we're at that point where we're ready to end it. The stream, that is. Right, here we go. Some 1812 figures from Michael. Very nice. Tom, I was thinking of getting the first Core Glory set just for the Sergeant Major from the movie and his funny lines. The Union signalers need little round top style basing. Yeah, Thomas, I'll go check out those first Core bits a bit later on, actually. I'm curious. I'm not sure I've seen that. First Core, like, I always didn't think they had many character figures, and just realised that the page was a bit different and I couldn't see the tabs, and they've got tons of them, so I'll have to have a look. David, Union signals need little round top style basing. Yeah, I'm going to do the... So, I want to do the Union ones on sort of rocky bits. Maybe portray Governor Warren. Here we go, some... Stat, just some infantry. How's Dastley, US? And some cavalry. Who are they, guys? Some... They almost look like they've got British Marine hats on. But very nice. Very nice, okay. Cool. Right, I'm going to end the stream there. So thank you so much for everyone watching. I massively appreciate it. Everyone watching this live, thank you. We've got Thomas, David, Michael, Mark, Soraya, Mike Blake, Darren. I think I've already said Thomas, but we'll say it again. Why not? David, Benjamin, thank you very much for watching. I should have made a note of who I've said and who I haven't, but I think that's more. I want to say it's more or less. Blake as well, who was here from the start. I don't know if you're still about, mate, but thank you very much. And I don't know. Well, I think that's probably it. But thank you for everyone watching this live. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to quickly double check I've not missed anyone, because I don't want to miss anyone. Because that's not fun. Especially when you all come in and support me, which I like. So,
I'm gonna say that's it. Right, we're in. We're in. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much. Everyone watching this back on YouTube as well. Thank you for making it so far. I massively appreciate it. As always, if you're interested in what we've been getting up to previously on other streams, go check out the playlist. Big Sunday American Civil War live stream, where it's all there. And if not, we will be back next Sunday, 8 o'clock, where we're going to be carrying on with these guys. We might even get to the point of finishing them. Who knows? So yeah, I'll leave it there before I keep yawning because I'm destined for bed. But thank you so much, everybody, and caption them. Who's that idiot in the peach orchard? Thank you very much, David. So thank you so much, everyone watching. We'll catch you all next week. Have a good rest of your Sunday and your weekend, and then have a lovely week going forward. And I will see you all in 7 days. Goodbye. Night, everyone. Bye bye.